Hi guys, welcome in this lecture. In this lecture we study about difference between constructive and destructive interference. In last classes we study about interference and types of interference. But now we study about difference between constructive and destructive interference. As the basis of on the basis of definition of constructive and destructive interference, two differences are made. Number one, in constructive interference, phase difference will be even multiple of pi, but in destructive, phase difference is odd multiple of pi. This phenomena is declared in the definition. And second is path difference in constructive interference is completely multiple of wavelength, but in destructive interference is not completely, yani incompletely multiple of wavelength. Okay, and last third difference is that intensity and amplitude in constructive interference will be maximum, but in destructive will be minimum. These are the mostly difference between constructive and destructive interference that are shown in screen, and it is the intensity curve for interference pattern. Interference pattern के लिए intensity curve. In this curve, we take one side intensity and one side phase difference. If phase difference is the odd multiple, here I show the odd multiple of pi, means destructive interference. And in destructive interference, intensity will be minimum. And between them at odd multiple, even multiple, 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, 8 pi, at even multiple, intensity will be maximum. At 2 pi maximum, 4 pi maximum, 6 pi maximum, 8 pi maximum. Okay, this is the intensity curve for interference pattern, or we can also say it intensity distribution curve. It is also called intensity distribution curve in for interference pattern. Okay, in this curve, if phase difference is odd multiple of pi, then intensity will be minimum. If phase difference is odd multiple, as shown by red color, then intensity will be maximum. Okay, this is the intensity curve or intensity distribution curve for interference pattern. Okay, now you can take a screenshot to prepare your notes. After it, we discuss about Young's double slit experiment. Now we study about Young double slit experiment or double slit experiment. In this experiment, we take a screen L. There are a slit S in this screen to pass light wave. Okay, in front of this screen, one another screen also take by Young, that is screen M. There are two slits, S1 and S2. There are two slits, S1 and S2. in this screen. Both slit S1 and S2 are at the same difference as at the same distance from slit S. Okay. Now we show the wave pattern between them. Symbol of wave is this. Okay. This part is called crest, and downward part is called trough. Okay. Trough and crest. Crest part is shown by straight line and trough part is shown by dotted line. Okay. Crest and dotted. Both parts are continuously shown. After then, that wave reaches at S1 and S2 slit and pass through it, and between screen M and N, waves are superposed to each other and make interference pattern. Okay. Now I show the wave pattern at these both slits S1 and S2, straight line, crest part, and dotted line, trough part. Okay. Straight line, crest part, and dotted line, trough part. Okay. This is shown by me. Okay. Now for second slit, crest part, dotted part, crest part, dotted means torque part, crest, straight line, dotted for torque part, trough part, and straight line for crest part. Okay. Now we see that crest part intersect to crest and trough part intersect to trough. Crest part to crest part and torque part to torque part. Okay. This point are shown at crest to crest and trough to trough. At this condition, we see a fringe at the screen N. Fringe means light beam at the screen. This is the constructive interference at the place of trough to trough and crest to crest. If crest to crest and torque to trough are intersect each other, then constructive interference takes place and make bright fringe. Okay. This is also bright fringe. Okay. Bright fringe. And at this place that are shown by red color. Here crest part intersect to trog and trog intersect to crest part. Then we found here destructive interference in front of this destructive interference. So there are dark fringe is made by destructive interference. Okay, this is the interference pattern. This crest and trog part you can make by the help of screwdriver or curvature part. Now this is the pattern for interference by Young double slit experiment. As you see, when I make this pattern, that theory is used for this experiment. That is written by me. That is, now I write the theory for this experiment. This is as we understand this experiment as it is. This is the theory. In Young double slit experiment, Young take a screen L. There are a slit in screen L. Screen L में एक slit है. And in front of this screen, one another screen M is taken. There are two slits, S1 and S2. In this screen M, that both slits behave as coherent source. We study about coherent source in last classes. These slits behave as a coherent source because both slits are at same distance from slit F and made by one source. Two sources made by one source. So this is the coherent source. And the wave comes from slit S1 and S2 are superposed between M and N and make interference pattern. Okay, this is the theory. If crest to crest part and trog to trog part, crest to crest part and torque to crest, इसी प्रकार torque to torque, then constructive interference take place and make bright fringe. Okay, if superposition for trog to crest part, one wave's part is trog and other wave's part is crest. Okay, trog to crest or crest to trog, then destructive interference take place and make dark fringe. Okay, this is the theory for this experiment. Now you can take screenshot to prepare your notes. Okay, in this class only we study about this. Now in next class we study about we study about fringe width in interference. Fringe width means distance between two continuous dark fringe or two continuous bright fringe. Distance between two continuous dark fringe and two continuous bright fringe. Distance between two continuously dark fringe or continuously bright fringe is known as fringe width, that is derived by us in next class of this lesson. Okay, now that's all. Thank you.